It's Black Monday, bitches. Look.
That means it's the fucking 15th or the 1st.
Yes. Really quick. Everybody's getting fucking axed. Well, George, would you like me to go down the line?
I'm sorry, that was funny.
That was fucking great as shit. You guys, if that went over your head, should we just
look up welfare?
Welfare, man. That's when you get your checks,
welfare
man.
checks first on the 15th.
Anyway.
It's Black Monday.
Get it?
Yeah.
We got to educate you motherfuckers out there. Anyway.
The Jets are cleaning house, but somehow keeping Ryan.
Yeah, the cuckold stays in house.
He better get rid of fucking the dirty one.
Yeah. So
you know that Bama is owed $8 million next year? Guaranteed. Guaranteed money.
How's he going to get rid of him? So he's not going to be able to get Mark Sanchez.
Cut him.
But they'll still have to pay him, right?
Someone's going to have to. And
no one's going to take
the only thing you can do is try to trade him and have another team eat some of that money. And I'm going to tell you right now, that Bama came in, what?
I would trade him and have somebody eat the other.
Who?
Huh?
Who's going to pick him up and eat part of that $8 million?
Sherwood High School down the street. They're looking for a quarterback for next year. I'm just saying.
They're going to give him $80.
Yeah. Well, I'd be eating some of it. Fuck it. Now, like George alluded to, the GM for the Jets out of there. Tannenbaum, you're gone. The Browns are like, fuck you, Pat Shurmur.
Coach and GM.
You're gone. Yeah, the GM's gone. The Jaguars are like, Smith, you're fucking out of Dodge. The Eagles pretty much are going to part ways with Andy Reid.
Which gets rid of a head coach and GM.
A GM. And then fucking the Chargers are basically going to fire Norv Turner and their GM Smith. And the Chiefs are going to fire Romeo Crennel.
But they're keeping their GM.
And they're keeping Pioli.
Now, word on the street.
Screet? Tell me, George.
Andy Reid might end up in Jacksonville. Now, here's my problem with that. Mm-hmm. The Jets are going to release Tebow.
Okay.
The owner in Jacksonville is in love with Tebow.
Okay.
So whoever steps in to the Jacksonville job better learn how to play with Tim Tebow.
I tell you what, I think Andy Reid can do it, but he's not going to be the starter, obviously. But I think he.
No. You're not understanding. The owner, the man who owns the team, wants Tim Tebow there. He wants him there to start. That was the problem with the head coach that's there now.
Then George, you don't understand. That guy wants to lose.
Exactly.
Maybe we need to get him on the fucking Uncut Sports hotline, right?
Yeah.
And tell, how do you see? That's the kind of owner.
You can't will your way to win every season. That shit worked in Denver one time.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. Everybody in Jacksonville, I'm here to let you know because I sat here, and George has to deal with it living in the Washington, D.C. area. But we had an owner, Daniel Snyder, who's still the owner, that had that type of approach. It's my way or the highway. I know about football, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do shit. And you know what? It got us to be big losers for a long time. It's just starting to turn corner. You know what? We had to get a GM that was like, hey, Danny boy, shut the fuck up. Let me do this. We had to get a coach that said, I need 5 years. If you don't want to hire me and let me take 5 years, then don't fucking hire me. And you know who else is dealing with that? Cowboys, right? Because you know what? You got a quarterback down there that is fucking talented, but he wasn't he wasn't drafted in the first round. Where did Tony Romo go to school, college? And you guys want to tell me that are not Cowboy fans? There you go. It's questions put on book there. And you know what? What he did was he lost the game for him last night. Anyway.
So basically what we're getting at, there's a lot of turnover.
But
now, football season is coming to a close, which is sad. Yeah, LSU plays tonight. That's great. Now, on to the NFL playoffs for next week.
Playoffs?
Saturday, you have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Houston Texans.
Yes.
If this team is on the backslide.
Who, Houston?
They are going the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah, they're really on the backslide.
Their
team
is predicated on the run, and they haven't been able to run for the last month.
My man said predicated. I'm sorry, you not get excited when you say big ass words.
Their offense in winning is predicated on the run. If they can't run, they seem to not be able to win.
Right.
So if Cincinnati puts 8 in the box and tells Matt Schaub to beat them, that's their best shot at winning. And Andy Dalton is the only quarterback, I think, in NFL history to start his first 2 seasons with 20 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he's I think
that ginger has a soul.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I know.
Well,
they say they don't have
right.
souls,
They don't, and that's why they're pale. And A.J. Green's a monster. A.J. Green's top 3 wide.
And now they might have another guy on the other side. So Cincinnati looks good. Now, Cincinnati traveling to Houston. Who do you got?
I'm going with Cincinnati for the upset.
I'm going with Cincinnati, too, for the upset.
Now, the other Saturday game
Which will be at 8 o'clock.
Minnesota traveling to Green Bay.
Right.
Green Bay's going to fuck them up.
I agree. This is going to be the third time they've met in 6 to 7 weeks. If you guys recall, the first time they met, they played in Green Bay. Christian Ponder, they really fucking said, okay, you got to beat us. And you know what? He didn't do it. Last night, the game.
Minnesota had to win to get in. They did. Get in. And the ball fell their way. They came back. Yeah, whatever.
Now, this is an interesting thing about that game. If you guys watching, it was lately. I thought that. I'm watching the game, and Pam, what's the girl's name?
Pam Grier?
No, she's the
Pam Oliver.
Pam Oliver sits back and she says, "Oh, she's interviewing Adrian Peterson."
Oh my God, dude, that was such. That she's a.
Did you? And she says 9 yards. Did you realize that he said this? He goes like this. He goes 9.
He didn't know.
He didn't know that he thought he had broke the record.
Right, when they picked him up and carried him off the field.
He thought he broke the fucking record. That was like I looked. I'm like, oh shit! I look at my girl and go, I don't think he knows he didn't break the record.
Right, but you know
he's
what?
He's like 9.
But he handled it so well, and Pam just kept trying to fucking get him to like blow up and freak out. That old country boy don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's like whatever.
And Jesse was like, "Well, he can do it again." I'm like, no. I was like, "You don't understand what kind of season you have to put together just to get 2,000 yards."
I will say this about Purple Jesus really quick, and we can move on to the other player. I think Purple Jesus will go down. I'm going to tell you guys what I think
he
about.
He should get MVP at least.
Every great running back in my mind, not fucking Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith was great because he ran behind a crazy fucking line and he played for 1,800 seasons. Okay, Walter Payton fucking earned every yard he got. In my opinion, he didn't play. But Barry Sanders and Jim Brown. Barry Sanders never had a fucking line and he retired early. And then Jim Brown never had a line. He just ran over people and he retired early. O.J. Simpson even, who had 2,003 yards in only 14 games.
He used to cut right through people.
Yeah. Those guys were incredible runners. To me, Adrian Peterson is in that category. And all those guys retired early.
In my opinion, Kevin's leaving out one person who's near and dear to my heart, Earl Campbell. That man was so much fun to watch.
Son. That mug used to run people. He was the first coming of Christian Okoye.
He sat there and said, I think it's kind of sissy just to let one man tackle you.
Yeah, do you see what he looks like now? He's in a roughed up shape. He's tough.
Anyway,
I'm going out on a limb right now in 2012, soon to be 2013, and saying that Purple Jesus would be the greatest running back in NFL history.
I wish his Twitter handle was Purple Jesus.
I know.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice.
Anyway.
So you got Green Bay?
Yeah.
So do I.
I think Green Bay is going to do it again. This leads us to now our Sunday games, which is Indianapolis traveling to Baltimore. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going with the road team again. I think Indy's going to find a way to win this game. Even though Ray Lewis will be back, I don't know if Ray Lewis is going to make that much of a difference. Terrell Suggs will be there. Ed Reid will be there. But I don't think those three.
I don't think, you know what? I agree with you, man. I think Andrew Luck is that guy is a winner. He just finds a way to win. Mm-hmm. He does, man. You see that pass at the end of the game yesterday? He's fucking nasty, dude. And, you know, he puts up the ball. He's not worried. He doesn't get rattled. Like, you look at someone that's a fucking rookie that throws a couple picks during the game, and he's like, you know what? He doesn't get rattled, and he turns around and he wins the game. Then you look at someone like a Romo, who's a veteran. He throws 3 picks, and then he gets rattled. And I felt bad for Romo.
I don't.
Oh, damn. That phone's going up. But anyway, I got him. I agree with you, man. I think.
Put it this way: I would like to see Indy win. I'm sure they're not going to be the favorite. I'm sure Ravens will be the favorite. And part of the problem is Indy's defense is not that strong. But if they can just bend a little bit and give Luck the ball, I think they could win this game like 21-17, 21-14.
It'll be a close game.
It's not going to be a blowout.
Yes.
Now, this matchup I don't like to see in the first round because one thing we are guaranteed after next weekend is we're going to have at least one rookie quarterback into the second round of the playoffs.
Right.
Which, I mean, I don't know the last time that happened.
I don't either.
Or when's the last time you had 3 rookie quarterbacks in the first round of the playoffs? I
know.
So
this game, Seattle's going to come to FedEx Field here in Washington, D.C., and it is. I'm waiting to see what the odds makers are saying in this game.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Seattle, I'm already on a plane and I'm already here.
Yeah,
I am. I'm just get acclimated to the time, get acclimated to the temperature, get acclimated to everything.
Let me ask you a question, and somebody who out there who's a Seattle fan, we could ask our buddy Melvin, who's a diehard Seattle fan. Is that natural grass or turf they play on?
I think it might be sports turf.
I'm thinking it's sports turf. I'm going to tell you what.
So much. Yeah, it's open.
Mm-hmm. That right there is a huge thing.
Yeah, because the track out here more than likely is going to still be torn up.
He's going to be roughed up. And to me, who wins this game is probably who has the better running game.
Yeah. The only reason I give maybe a slight, and I mean not even, you wouldn't even be able to notice the tilt to Seattle, and this is my only. Pete Carroll is freshly removed from college. Pete Carroll has just seen the option in a veer type, and his mind might be more at this stage. Mm-hmm. He might be able to come up with something quicker to slow it down. You're not going to be able to stop it at this point. I think maybe next year somebody will come up with a way to stop it. But this year, I don't think anyone's had enough time to figure this thing out and look at enough tape of the Redskins to figure out how to stop that shit.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with George. I mean, everybody's probably saying, I'm a Redskins fan. And I'm, obviously I want to see the Redskins win the game.
Seattle's just stuff like crazy.
But Seattle is really playing good football right now. And, I'm not going to go with my fucking heart. I'm going to go with just instincts. And I tell you what, Seattle's defense looks really fucking good. I think their defense
they have those fucking two corners who are on Adderall, who are like fucking seeing in a tunnel. Because look, for anyone who's never taken Adderall, if you don't need Adderall, that shit makes you like super focused, and that's for a motherfucker who has ADD. Mm-hmm. So give Adderall to a motherfucker who doesn't have ADD, and
exactly.
So you got your two corners, which in reality they're going to be able to man. This is just what I think. Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to man up on Santana Moss and Hankerson, or Santana Moss and Banks, or Santana Moss and Garcon. I don't think either one of those corners will need safety help. No. Now, they might, because they might be trying to get too aggressive in the run game.
Right.
So I think the best shot for the Redskins is to get one of those corners to bite up and then go over the top.
Yeah, they're going to have to, or they're going to have to start, they're going to have to make their linebackers cover, like doing those slants, those things. Or like, what they did last night, which was very interesting, and it fucked Dallas up a couple times, is fucking Alfred Morris, who is not a catcher. He doesn't have the best hands, but he came out and picked up a couple first downs just with little passes because they never expected him to come out of the backfield. That being said, I'm gonna think the Redskins are at home, so you always give it 3 points to the person at home. I think that
I wouldn't be surprised if there was no spread.
I don't
if
think
they just
it is.
had the
I think
game
it's going to be
push.
pick'em. I think it's going to be a pick'em. That's what I think the spread's going to be. And once again, George made a very good point. Those corners all of a sudden takes the pass game out, and now the Seattle's defense can go, okay, we have an RG3 that's not 100%.
And you know what I would love to see? And you know what I think would really fucking just throw Seattle for a loop? If RG3 went out there and played from the shotgun with Alfred Morris next to him. I'm not saying the whole game.
Right.
But then you spread their defense out and you take away those two corners.
Right.
Because here's the thing. If you look at the Redskins when they run the offense and they go to that fucking veer and that triple option or whatever they're running, there's only two receivers in the pattern.
Right.
And let's face it, right now, those two corners for Seattle are nasty as shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would need help. But if you come up there and now there's 4 wide or 5 wide, like Kevin said, now Seattle's linebackers have to go, oh shit.
Yeah.
Or line up in that triple veer and then go into motion and bring your running backs and put them up the line.
It's like the point you made about Pete Carroll too. I think on both sides of the ball too is these guys practice with going up against athletic quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Like Washington defense has to face off against RG3. Seattle's defense has to face off against Russell Wilson. That's what's going to make this game very interesting. It sucks that they're meeting in the first rounds. I was hoping that fucking San Francisco would lose and Seattle would win, and we play San Francisco. I thought that would be more interesting. But anyway, you guys tell us out there what you fucking think. We're closing the fuck out. Like I said before, I'll say it again. Deuces.